I have this staple jean mock-up that I use all the time. I made it a while back, and I think this is going to be dropped in the Streetwear Patreon tech pack update. I like to start with the leather patch because, you know, the leather patch is basically the fundamental of what your brand is going to be. I like to work in inches, and I'll usually use dimension tools. So let's say this tag is about 3.5 inches wide, something like this. And we'll scale it like here. And then we'll go in with the dimension tool and grab this, which is about 2 inches. It's a pretty small tag, but I can go ahead and delete this because now we have our direct sizes of this. I can just expand it and then I'll start cooking. Yeah, something like this is what we're trying to achieve. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this. Where's my desktop? And drop it in here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and trace this. So first thing I wanna do is just find that layer using the search or locate object tool, and then lock that layer, and then go in with the pencil tool, or even the pen tool. Actually, I'm gonna go in the pen tool, and then basically just go ahead and start tracing this. And I'm using the curvature tool to go ahead and add these curves in between this, so it's matching the line work of our reference. Now, when I press Command Y on my keyboard, I can see the wires. I can see it in wireframe mode and make adjustments there, see if I need to add anything. Okay, I'll add another curve point here. Now the pen tool is not perfect, but it's really great for getting in those like unique curves without, you know, having to break your back trying to use the pen tool. Like something like this. Achieving this with the pen tool would have been such a headache. And now that we have we only need to trace one side, we can go ahead and add some width to that. And let's go ahead and group this and then duplicate it, transform, reflect. You can go ahead and just copy and paste it to the other side. And then let's go ahead and align that using the alignment tools and then join those points. And now we have a perfect little banner. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm using the delete anchor point tool to remove any unnecessary anchors, but it does come out looking a bit weird, so not perfect. But you know, that's fine. That's better than nothing, honestly. And now let's add some type, BH. I'm in black letter. Yeah, something like this. Diploma regular. That's what's probably on your diploma. Create an outline. Ungroup. I don't know why I like to offset my black letter font like this. It just looks very cool. And then use the Pathfinder to make it one shape once you select both of them. Let's go ahead and just drop this in the middle right here. And then I'm just gonna add, for this shape in the middle that we created, we can go ahead and go object path, offset path, -4 maybe. No, that's too low. -7, -8. Okay, that's much better. And then I'm going to use the scissors tool to cut a point here and cut a point here as well. So that's just the scissors tool. It's C on your keyboard as a shortcut, by the way. And then I'm going to remove that. And then I'm going to grab my type on a path tool. So that's hidden underneath the type tool. So if you hold that tool, you'll find the other options, type on a path, and then click right here. And then I'm gonna go to type, because it's a bit weird. So I'm gonna go to type on a path options, and then I'm gonna preview and then flip it so it's the right way around. And then from here, we can go ahead and add some size. And then I'm gonna go in, and you see this little point, that's where your type ends. So you can go ahead and drag that out. So we want it to end right here. Caps lock, Borehog team, established 2024. To, you know, something like, I've used slab serif, this one right here. Something more readable. Let's make it extremely large. There we go. Now I could add ball and then a hog here, but I don't think that's really needed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play with the actual slab that we've made, add a stroke to it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and change the color to a brown. So the manufacturer knows that we want a brown. And the stroke, I'm gonna make it a lighter brown. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing for everything else, even the type on the inside. We're gonna make this a lighter brown as well. Okay, cool. Now it's coming together. It's looking pretty good. Just for the sake of it, I'm gonna go ahead and add some stars. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this into a brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and press add, scatter brush, press OK. And then here I'm gonna go path. And then everything else stays the same. Press OK. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add one shooting star here. And then add in our stars. And then drop this down a bit. Make sure the fill is on 0. And you can go ahead and adjust the brush if you want. So if you double click it, the settings will pop back up, your scatter brush options. And then you can make adjustments as you see fit. So I'm gonna drop this down a little bit. Gonna make sure it's facing upwards, something like here. And then I'm gonna press apply stroke and then add in a curve. So perfect. But I'm pretty sure you can't use the width tool on this. I forgot what brush you can use the width tool on, but I wish you could. That would be super sick. I'm just gonna go ahead and transform and reflect this to the other side. Something like here is perfect. Make sure it's nice and centered. And then I'm gonna add in our classic, if you're not ball hog, then there we go. Which font though? That's the hard point. That's the hard part, picking the right font. Something like this. If you're not ball hog, then this font's way more appropriate. Go object, expand. Let's go ahead and fill this in as well. Let's go ahead and just group that all. And now I'm gonna make a duplicate of this. And then I wanna add one more step. So I'm gonna go ahead and go object path, offset path. Is that enough? 15. And make sure it's on miter, not round. And then for the inside / original one, we're gonna go ahead and press on the stroke settings, press dash line. Press on the settings and press dash line. Make sure you adjust this. So if this is on 11, we're gonna make our dashes around 8 or even larger actually. Maybe, let me make it like 10 and then drop the dash a bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and round the edges because it makes it look a bit more like a traditional stitch. And then bam, we have our tag for the back complete. Let's go ahead and make the button. So again, round this off, fill this in with like a gray, the stroke, make it like a darker gray, and turn off that dash line, obviously. Object path, offset path. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab that B that we made, and we're gonna use that for the button as well. Let's go ahead and put that as the button. Perfect. And then we'll make this like a lighter gray, and then we'll make a darker gray from the original, and then turn off the stroke. And we basically want it to look embossed, like 3D embossed. Perfect. That looks pretty good. Something like that. Drop down this and then group this all. And now we have a button for our jeans. Me personally, I like this like classic wash of denim. It's not a color. I actually sampled this from a pair of jeans. But colors for jeans, like if you want that colors for jeans, you want to scroll all the way down and use these colors at the end here. And they basically represent what a jean would look like in terms of a regular wash. Something around here. This one right here is perfect. Then I'm going to go ahead, use my pencil tool. This time in the settings, I'm gonna drop down the smoothing all the way to accurate. And then I'm just gonna go crazy. And I wanna create a fake wash. And that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm just going in and then making these like lines. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fill those into something around here. And then I'm gonna go filter, no, effect, blur, Gaussian blur, Gaussian blur, whatever you wanna call it. Something like here. Perfect. And I'm gonna make this a lighter color, maybe like a white, and then drop down the opacity dramatically. And then we have a little bit of a wash if you can see it. Let's go ahead and transform, reflect it to the other side. Let's go ahead and add that to the back as well. I might up the opacity just a bit. Like we want these jeans to be fairly, you know, clean. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the pencil tool again and add some, you know, those like wear and tear lines to the crotch area. And then I'm gonna go ahead and group this, transform it, and then reflect it. Too bright, actually, I might drop it down just a bit more. And then angle it a bit more to the crotch. And then I'm gonna add one big one on top of this crotch, this general crotch area. And then this time I might make it like a darker blue, something around here. And then go to Effect, Blur, Gaussian Blur again. Let's drop down the opacity of this. Just light, a lot more actually, just to give it that effect. And now you have a pair of jeans. You can go ahead and add whatever design you want. For me personally, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make a custom ball hog type, something like here. And I might use this font. Then create outline, and then ungroup this, and then group this all together. Now I want a ball vector, Vector Easy. Vector Easy is really good for like the generic clip art vectors, so like basketball. Proceed with download right here. And then it's gonna come as an EPS file, and you can just right click, open with Illustrator. It's gonna say all this stuff, but yeah, just press OK. Oh, and it's the line work. Lovely, that's even better. So we're gonna go ahead and copy that over into our ball hog design, make a duplicate of it. And then I'm gonna up the stroke a lot. And then I'm gonna go object, expand, make it into a solid object. I'm gonna place it like right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the shape builder tool to craft myself a custom B. So like around here, we're just selecting both the B and the ball to make ourselves a custom logo. Let's go ahead and cut it out of here as well. Yeah, that looks cool. And then we'll make this one object, and then go to compound path, and then make. And then let's just go ahead and add a stroke to this, and then set it to the outside. And then let's go ahead and round it all off so there's no kinks in there. And I think this time I'm just gonna make it solid like red. It's not visible though. Maybe like a white. I don't really like white, but white is very easy to work with. And then this original ball that we had, let's go ahead and add a lot of stroke to this as well. Object, expand, make it one shape. I just want to put little balls coming out. That's pause. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I want little balls coming out of the crotch area. That is insane. I'm just gonna make like smaller ones coming out. Basketballs coming out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in with the red. Which red was it though? This one? Yeah. Go ahead and group all of this. Then go to Effect, Warp, and then Arc. Put this all to 0 so it's original. And then arc it like here. And then perfect. Go object, expand. And now we have a front crotch design. I would want this to be embroidered. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Sicko, I think the brand is Sicko, the Sicko jeans, where it's like, they have like this sort of embroidery in the middle. It looks extremely cool. But again, that's how you guys make some simple jeans for your clothing brand. I think most of it relates to how good your flat leg looks. And then it's just adding in simple details here and there to bring it all together. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Peace.